This is an all-inclusive video for Airbnb cottage rentals that actually make good money in the Muskoka region. We analyzed 200 plus high-performing properties. You may ask, why are they still doing it? Reason being is Airbnb's new initiative moving forward is to promote and push the category of unique stays. My name is Edwin. I'm the owner of Home Seeker Vacation Homes, currently with 15 high-performing cottage rentals in the Muskoka region. Let's get into it. The Muskoka Airbnb rental market is relatively stable. A stable market with a minor 5% growth in revenue year over year for the past 3 years. Now, the market is getting more saturated with more owners renting out their property due to the popularity of Airbnb. So if we were to compare the peak months of August in 2022, there was 2,100 listings. In 2023, there was 2,200 listings. This year in 2024, there's 2,500 listings. Therefore, in the past 3 years, there has been a 60% growth in supply. Now with the increased supply in the Muskoka region, there are some owners that are selling, some of them that have decided not to rent out their cottages anymore on Airbnb because they haven't seen any success. Some are a little upset and worried about the new tax regulations that's been around for many years. And some are just unsure how to get a rental license. However, we are still working with many clients that are purchasing, renovating, adding amenities, and hiring us to rent out their cottages on Airbnb. You may ask, why are they still doing it? Well, number one is we firmly believe in the Canadian culture and the tradition of cottage family vacations. Second, the appreciation in the Muskoka region in terms of real estate value. And third reason is there's just so much money in the Muskoka region in the cottage rental space. This isn't something new because of Airbnb. Cottage rentals have been around for decades, even before I was born. And mostly because I know what works and what doesn't work in the cottage rental space. I actually own a vacation rental management company called Home Seeker Vacation Homes, where we have 15 listings in the area at the moment, and 5 of them actually generate 6 figures year over year. I thought I'll create this video that will be super useful for cottage owners in the region to really understand what works and what doesn't work, and why people are giving up while my clients that work with us are thriving. So how do we know what works, what doesn't work? So we used a program named AirDNA, which looks at data from Airbnb and Vrbo for the past 5 years. We analyzed 200 plus high-performing properties, and guess what? This is what we found in common. Number one is they all have stunning photos. Number two, they have very guest-centric amenities. And number three, they all have very consistent 5-star reviews. Yes, there is an uptick of 16% in inventory. However, most of these cottages, I would say, are below average, and most of them are not lakefront. They don't have views. They really lack amenities. It just looks like grandma's cottage. And quite honestly, most of them are just mismanaged, which means for us, there is a huge opportunities with the right location and what's required in terms of amenities and setup to generate over $100,000 per year, year over year. And I'm going to explain what really works. Number one is waterfront and lakefront cottages. When people visit the Muskoka region, they love that secluded feeling and the relaxing views of the lake. However, not all waterfronts are created equal. And what I mean is, if we look at the top performers, they offer a waterfront that has shallow entry, sandy beaches, no seaweed, and very calm waters. As beautiful as some of these waterfront look, most of the guests also want to engage with it. So what does this all mean? Does that mean non-waterfront cottages won't make me any money? Yes, they can, but don't make as much as these waterfront properties. And number two is unique and special features. For example, like a lake view, sandy beach, hiking on the land. New builds do a little better than renovated cottages. Unique structures such as a log cabin, A-frames, or any type of domes, unique experiences, they also do very well. Reason being is Airbnb's new initiative moving forward is to promote and push the category of unique stays. And number 3 is outdoor amenities. Oftentimes I speak with a lot of clients and different homeowners, and they just spend way too much time and effort in the interior of the home. However, the big selling point for guests coming to Muskoka is the outdoor amenities. They're there to experience the outdoors. However, I am not saying to neglect the interior design or the interior furnishing in general, but do keep in mind that a percentage of it should be focused on the outside. So is it better to invest these dollars to build out more amenities on the outside where people spend most of their time? Number 4, let's talk about the amount of bedrooms that you have available. So not necessarily the more bedrooms you have, the more revenue you can make. So there are many from our data set from the top 200. A lot of 6+ bedrooms will earn over $100,000 in revenue year over year. However, from our data set in number 15th place, we have a 3-bed that sleeps 8 that last year in 2023 generated $207,000. What did they do to earn as much as a 6-bedroom, you may ask? From our analysis and reviewing the listing, we can see that they have strategically located amenities to drive the revenue. Also, there are a few special features that are natural to the property itself. However, we still prefer and recommend a larger 4+ bedroom, sleeping up to 10+, depending on where your property is and the limitations that you may encounter due to the bylaws. And number 5 is location. Just like in real estate, location, location, location. And which township in the Muskoka region is the most favorable for Airbnb cottage rental? So based on favorable regulations by each town, and the top performers that we have studied, the top 3 townships are: number 1, we have Huntsville, and then number 2, we have Bracebridge, and last in 3rd place, we have Gravenhurst, and the remaining 3 towns will be Lake of Bays, next is Muskoka Lakes, and lastly is Georgian Bay. However, it doesn't mean if you're not in these key areas, you won't make any money. As long as you have the key amenities that complement your cottage, you should be fine. You should be able to generate high occupancy and charge the right amount of dollars. So don't be too worried. Also, if you have a smaller unit or a smaller cabin that can sleep maybe 2 or 3 or 4 people, because with the right setup and the right amenities, they are often sometimes more profitable depending how you run it, because there's a lower carrying cost with a smaller property. There's also probably less maintenance because there's less people going in and out, and higher occupancy due to the flexibility of a smaller group. And at the end, oftentimes we see the smaller properties actually yield a little more cash flow and also requires a little less work in terms of operating. So I've mentioned many aspects in the Muskoka region in terms of what works and what doesn't work. And it doesn't really mean at the same time that you have to have every single one of these criteria to be checked off in order to be successful as a cottage rental. So again, if you're really scared and unsure what to do, or you want a partner or seek advisory to find out what's the best cottage to buy, or find the right management company to help you manage it, feel free to message me. I have left my information below in the description. Thank you again for watching this video. I'll catch you in the next one. And please feel free to like and subscribe and follow more for content related to short-term rental Airbnbs in Toronto and the Muskoka region. I'll see you next time.